I have a little dreidel, I made it out of clay, and when it's dried and ready, oh, dreidel I shall play, oh, dreidel, dreidel, dreidel.
I'd like to thank a lot of people who have participated in putting this program together. The first person I'd like to thank is my wife, Cindy. She's one amazing lady, and she's one that we've been married close to 23 years, and she's changed my life. She's brought so much joy into my life, but also she's Christian and I'm Jewish. And so I've had the opportunity to sing someone who lives a Christian life, but has the same ethical considerations and mores that we have within Judaism. And as Judaism and Christianity, as our rabbi says, are two branches on a tree that have a common root. And that's very, very true. That's a love of one another. It's trying to create peace in the world and to love our neighbor as ourselves. So I'd like to thank Cindy for being my wife. Okay. I'd also like to thank Mayor Wayne Poston and the City Council of Bradenton for all the changes that they've brought to downtown Bradenton in the last decade. We wouldn't have the amphitheater and the Riverwalk and all that's been going on downtown without their efforts. I'd also like to thank METV. They're there every single year for us, televising the event, providing us with the sound system, things which we could not do as a small temple. Okay. The church choir that you're going to hear is directed by Dr. Jim Culver, and the pastor is Clark Edwards. Those of you who are Christian, you would like to try and listen to this church choir in their church. It's just phenomenal. They work so hard every single year. They help us with our Hanukkah celebration, literally within days of doing the Messiah and doing all of their Christmas music. So many thanks to Dr. Culver and the entire church choir. Okay. I'd also like to thank my temple family, Joy Yellen, who provides the keyboard for us, Neil and Sandy Clark, who sort of held our temple together for so many years and brought the menorah, Gene Ellis, who typed the programs that you have, our rabbi and cantor, who participate every single year, our president, Robin Spiritus, who holds down probably a dozen jobs within the temple, and our Shabbat live group of Albert Rosensteins, Spencer Rosenstein, Robbie Taylor, Stephanie Peshek, and Bob Shear. I'd also like to thank the lady who's there, who helps me every single year, and that's Teresa. Wave your hand, Teresa. Okay. I first met Teresa when she was 14 years old, when I was moving to Bradenton. My neighbor of my new house was Colonel Bazzetti, had a 14-year-old daughter. And since I wasn't moving right away, I asked the colonel if it'd be all right if his daughter watered the grass for me, before we moved into town. Well, after the first month, this is going back in 1974, I got a water bill for $114. So Teresa turned on the water, but I'm not sure she ever shut it off. Okay, but Teresa became a dental assistant and worked by my side for how many years? At least 20 plus years, and she's a wonderful dental assistant. She's so good at certain things that dental assistants do in terms of making temporaries. I teach part-time at the University of Florida to the specialty students. I've had Teresa come up and teach them how to make the temporaries in a little better fashion than any other way that they've ever learned. So thank you, Teresa. Okay. We also have a couple soloist singers or duet singers tonight, Craig and Heather Weiskerger, and there they are over there. Those of you who attend Manatee Players, if you saw the producers or Little Shop of Horrors or many other shows, Craig was the lead in those. If you travel on the Viking Ocean, either the Viking Sea or the Viking Star, and heard the wonderful singer they had, that was Heather. Okay, Heather and Craig met during Oklahoma. They've also performed at the Oslo for Sarasota studio and Florida studio and many, many other places. They're going to be a real treat for you tonight. So without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and start the program, and I'll turn the mic over to our president, Robin Spiritus. I do have to mention we received a small grant from the Jewish Federation to help us with our mailing and with our programs and so on. And I neglected to put their logo on it, so pretend that you can see the Jewish Federation logo on the program. Okay. Robin, if you could come up. Okay.
Happy Hanukkah! Want to make sure everybody's paying attention. So my name is Dr. Robin Spiritus, and I am the proud president, yes, I do admit, proud president of Temple Bethel, Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch. It's wonderful to see everybody come out. We have been doing this, somebody said 8 years. Is it really 8 years? Unbelievable. So I started out just helping with this program, and then I got more involved, and then I kind of took over the program, and here I am as the president. I don't know how this happened, but you do, Sandy does. So Irv did steal some of my thank yous that I was going to say, but the one that he didn't say is to Irv Zamikoff. So to Irv and Cindy, I don't know where you went, but to Irv and Cindy, unbelievable job. Thank you so much. We are going to hear from the First United Methodist Church Choir. They've been here for several years now, and they're amazing, so it's going to be really fun. Our temple band, who comes occasionally to perform for us, and we have Shabbat Live, and it's really entertaining, and it's a wonderful service, so thank you, band. I also want to thank our amazing Rabbi Michael Sternfield, who's in the front row there, probably not paying attention. But thank you to Rabbi. He is amazing and has completely changed our synagogue for the better. We are so grateful to you, Rabbi. Thank you so much. And to all of you for coming out tonight. This is going to be a wonderful evening. People are still arriving. I want to tell you a little bit about Temple Bethel. If you are Jewish or you would like to learn more about Judaism, if your spouse is Jewish, we welcome everyone, anyone who's interested. We have 92nd Street Y programs. I'm not sure if you're familiar with them, but they're podcasts of really interesting people. We have an international film series with dinner, and the rabbi cooks all of our food. We have Havdalahs on Saturdays once a month. We have men's club speakers. We do all the important holidays, Purim and Passover and Hanukkah, and we have so much more going on there. It is an amazing small congregation. We are a family. We would love for you to come. The address is on your program, and if you would like to learn more about Temple Bethel, you just go to www.templebethelbradenton.com. And I guess without further ado, we're going to start our program, except I forgot to find out who comes up next. The Rabbi! Rabbi Michael Sternfield, who we love so much. Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you. What a nice introduction. Can you all hear me all right? All right, good. I'm supposed to tell you about Hanukkah. Rabbis know these things. It goes like this. They tried to kill us. We won. Let's eat. That's pretty much the whole story of Jewish history, right? Okay. But I'll give you a little longer version. It won't take long. This happens in 165 BC, or as Jews like to call it, BCE. So quite a long time ago. And the Greeks were not very hospitable to our people in their own land, in the land of Jerusalem. And so there was a rebellion by a group of people called the Maccabees. It's a family, actually. And what do you know? They won, which is incredible, considering it was the Seleucid Empire, the Greek Empire, the successors to Alexander the Great. But they won, and they started a holiday called Hanukkah, and it was based upon a miracle. The miracle is that when they won, they wanted to clean up the temple, since the Greeks had made a total mess of it, with statues and animals and all the rest. And if anybody who's ever been to a synagogue, or if you've been in the Catholic Church, you know, in the Catholic Church there's something called a sanctuary light. In the synagogue it's called the eternal light. And the place is not ready to go and complete until the light is kindled. But in those days, of course, long before spotlights and electricity, the lights were lit by olive oil and apparently there was only enough oil for one night, but somehow it lasted 8 nights. And that is the so-called miracle of Hanukkah, which is interesting to me anyway, I hope to you, because Hanukkah does not celebrate a military victory. The victory was theirs, yes, but it celebrates the miracle of God's help in rekindling the sanctuary light. And so we don't have holidays that celebrate military victories. That's for other countries and other nations. But what we do celebrate is that God has somehow been with us during all these years and is with all people who believe in freedom and justice, in treating others fairly, and especially in a country such as America, thank God, where there is religious freedom and where all of us are free to practice or not practice as we wish our own faith, our own religion, our culture. So really Hanukkah is, even though it's a Jewish holiday, it's really essentially American because it celebrates how very fortunate we all are to live in a country that allows all of us to practice our faith without fear of interference or persecution. So as we say in Hebrew, Chag Sameach, which means Happy Hanukkah. It's sort of like the lines from the Adam Sandler song. Do you know that one? You don't know the Adam Sandler Hanukkah song? Oh, for heaven's sakes. It starts out with, put on your yarmulke, here comes. Thank you. And this is a very large yarmulke, by the way. Happy Hanukkah.
One special night now is beginning. One special oil miracle of God. One special light glows in the darkness, shining from the candle on this special night. Once long ago we were in hiding, no hope for peace, living in despair. But in our pain, God in His mercy rescued us from danger many years ago. On this night there is singing, every girl and boy. On this night we are bringing songs of gladness and joy. One special night now is beginning. One special oil, miracle of God. One special light glows in the darkness, shining from the candle on this special night. On this night there is singing, every girl and boy. On this night we are bringing songs of gladness and joy.
One special
One night is beginning.
One special oil.
One miracle that comes from God.
One special light.
That glows in the darkness, shining from the candle on this special night. One special night. One special oil. One special night. One special night. Oh, hear my prayer I sing to you. Be gracious to the ones I love, and bless them with goodness and mercy and peace. Oh, hear my prayer to you. Oh, hear my prayer I sing to you. Be gracious to the ones I love, and bless them with goodness and mercy and peace. Oh, hear my prayer to you. Let us light these lights and see the way to you.
Hanukkah. What is Hanukkah all about? Why do we celebrate this Hanukkah? I can tell you in one word. Tradition.
Tradition, 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 tradition.
Because of our traditions, we have kept our balance for many years. During Hanukkah, we use a menorah. So what's with this menorah? The menorah stands for light, wisdom, and divine inspiration.
Tradition, 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 tradition.
And what's with this little spinning toy, a dreidel? When forbidden to study Torah by the Greeks, Jewish children would pull them out and hide their books if the Greeks appeared.
Tradition, 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 tradition.
And latkes, the little potato pancakes fried in oil, and donuts, great food I love to eat. But why now, you ask? I'll tell you. Both are fried in oil. This commemorates the miracle of one night of oil lasting 8 days.
Tradition, 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 tradition.
We celebrate the great victory of Judah Maccabee, his sons, and their small band of men over the Greeks. So, let's go on with the celebration and candle lighting and enjoy our tradition, 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 tradition.
Cantor Allen is going to go ahead and lead us in the Hanukkah blessings.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של חנוכה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שעשה ניסים לאבותינו בימים ההם Pazman hazeh. And now for the last blessing, everybody join me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehecheyanu v'kiyemanu v'higyanu lazman hazeh.
As one candle kindles many others, and yet lose none of its own light, so Judaism has kindled the light of truth for many religions in many lands and still shines brightly through the ages. Okay. First night.
First night, freedom. We remember the dedication and courage of the Maccabees. We give thanks to the freedom that is ours, and we rededicate ourselves to the ideals of justice and democracy.
Okay.
Democracy.
Okay. Okay. Next. Number 2. Second night.
Second night.
Talk loud.
Second night. Knowledge.
Knowledge, right. Go ahead.
We give thanks for the gift of Torah and the opportunity to study. We
Rededicate
Rededicate ourselves.
rededicate ourselves to uphold
the deepening
Understanding.
to the deepening of understanding our heritage of wisdom.
Very good. Okay. You read for number 3 first.
You want to hold that for me, Neil? Neil, hold that. Good deeds, we remember our heritage of righteousness that call upon us to remember that we were strangers in the land of Egypt. We rededicate ourselves to helping the poor, the hungry, the neglected. Can you turn
The other way.
it? There you go.
Good job. Want to give that to?
Which one?
4?
Okay.
For the fourth night, community. We remember that we are part of a larger family of humankind, all created in the image of God. We rededicate ourselves to uphold the dignity and humanity of all peoples.
Turn that one, Micah. Good job. Okay. The fifth night, land. We take pride in the accomplishments of the pioneers and the builders of the state of Israel. We rededicate ourselves to support their efforts to create a flowering garden in the desert. Hope, we call to mind the yearning of our brothers and sisters who still live in oppression. We rededicate ourselves to keep the flame of their aspirations alive. Family, we give thanks to the precious gift of loved ones who share our joys and sorrows as we gather together. We rededicate ourselves to the strengthening the bonds that draw ourselves to one another. Peace, we are mindful that, like Jews in every age, we live in a troubled world that cries out for harmony. We rededicate ourselves to the responsibility of securing shalom, peace, for all humankind. Thank you.
Thank you, Neil. Thank you, kids. I just want to recognize my youngest grandchild, who's 17 today. That's Rhett Evans. He's 17 days old. He's here. Okay. I'm going to turn the microphone back to our cantor, Cantor Alan Cohen, and he's going to sing Mi Yimalel, Rock of Ages, and Ma'od Sur.
Mi Yimalel Gvurot Yisrael Otanim Nehen Bechodo Yakum Hagibor Goel Ha'am Shema Bayamim Ahem Bazman Hazeh Maccabi Moshiach Ufodeh Uvyameinu Kol Am Yisrael Yitached Yakum Nehigael. Who can retell the things that befell us? Who can count them? In every age a hero or sage came to our aid. Hark! In days of yore in Israel's ancient land, brave Maccabees led us, the faithful band. But now all Israel must as one arise, redeem itself through prayer and sacrifice. Mi Yimalel Gvurot Yisrael Otanim Nehen הן בחודו יקום הגיבור גואל העם. Ma'osur. Are you going to accompany me? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ma'osur Yeshuati l'chana el shabeach ikon beit tefilati v'sham toda nizabeach le'tachin matbeach mizoram nabeach az egmor v'shir mizmor Chanukat hamizbeach az egmor v'shir mizmor Chanukat hamizbeach. Rock of ages, let our song praise your saving power. You amid the raging foes were our sheltering tower. Yours they are sailed us, but your arm availed us, and your word broke the sword when our own strength failed us, and your word broke the sword when our own strength failed us. And something else?
You just wait. You'll do that for just a moment. Okay. I'm going to do one of song. Thank you, Cantor. I believe, Cantor, you were in the Vienna Opera at one time. Is that correct?
Well, it was the Klagenfurt Opera.
Oh, okay. I couldn't pronounce that, so I chose Vienna. Okay. Okay. We're making a little change in the program here. We're going to do number 12 next. Heather and Craig are going to come up and do America the Beautiful. And then Cantor's going to lead us all in the singing of Hatikvah, after which time we'll turn the program over to the Shabbat Live group.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains, majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Oh, beautiful for patriot dream that sees beyond the years, thine alabaster cities gleam, undimmed by human tears. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Crown thy good from sea to shining sea.
the sea.
Please rise for Hatikva. Kol baleva pnima nefesh Yehudi homia ulfate mizra kadima ayin lesiom tofia kolaga tikotenu atikva shnot alpayim liotam chofshi be'artenu Eretz Zion v'Yerushalayim liotam chofshi be'artenu Eretz Zion v'Yerushalayim.
Thank you, Cantor. I included those two songs in our program because America the Beautiful, because I wanted to thank this and pay homage to this wonderful country that's been so wonderful for all of us and a great place for us to be Jews. And I included Hatikva, or the hope, which was the Jews' hope all their lives to have a homeland of their own. And that is a national anthem of Israel. And I wanted to show our love for that. And if it wasn't for Hanukkah to have occurred in 165 BCE, there would not be a Jewish state of Israel. So that was the purpose for those two being in our program. I'm now going to turn it over to Heather, who's going to do a Peter, Paul, and Mary tune written by Peter Yarrow, Light One Candle, and please join in.
We're going to actually switch it up a little bit, Irv, if that's all right. We're going to start with a tune I really hope everybody knows, and you are so more than welcome to join in. Yeah! I have a little dreidel, I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play. It has a lovely body with legs so short and thin, and when it is all tired, it drops and then I win. Oh, dreidel, 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 with legs so short and thin, and when it is all tired, it drops and then I win. know that one. Okay, and next, I certainly hope you know this one as well. Oh Hanukkah, oh Hanukkah. Oh Hanukkah, a festival of joy, a happy day, a jolly day for every girl and boy. Spin the whirling dreidel all week long, tell the age-old story, sing a happy song, and while we are singing, the candles are burning low. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. Oh Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance a hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Shiny tops to play with latkes to eat. And while we are playing, the candles are burning low. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. Oh Hanukkah, a festival of joy, a happy day, a jolly day for every girl and boy. Spin a whirling dreidel all week long, tell the age-old story, sing a happy song, and while we are singing, the candles are burning low. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. How about the band, ladies and gentlemen? You guys are awesome. And as Irv said, yes, we have a wonderful Peter, Paul, and Mary tune. Light one candle, so please enjoy. Light one candle for the Maccabee children, with thanks that their light didn't die. Light one candle for the pain they endured when the right to exist was denied. Light one candle for the terrible sacrifice, justice, and freedom for those who are suffering the pain we learned long ago. Light one candle for all we believe in. Let anger not tear us apart. And light one candle to bind us together with peace as the song in our hearts. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. And what is the memory that's valued so highly that we keep alive in the flame? What's the commitment for those who have died? We cry out they've not died in vain. We've come this far, always believing that judgment will somehow prevail. This is the burden, this is the promise, and this is why we will not fail. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. Don't let the light go out. Don't let the light go out. Don't let the light go out. Thank you. All right, our next tune is entitled Pass the Candle by Michelle Citron. Tonight we light the Hanukkah candle from left to right, left to right, left to right. Our favorite time of year is here, the festival of lights. We celebrate our victory, we celebrate our right. First you take a single candle and you start with a spark. Then you pass it all around the world, bringing light into the dark. Tonight we light the Hanukkah candles from left to right. Tonight we light the Hanukkah candles from left to right. Tonight we light the Hanukkah candles from left to right. Tonight we light the Hanukkah candles from left to right. From the left to the right, see the candles burning bright. From the east to the west, use just one to light the rest. All around the world, people gather on this day. A miracle has happened, so we light a candle and say, tonight we light the Hanukkah candles from left to right. Tonight we light the Hanukkah candles from left to right. I say tonight we light the Hanukkah candles from left to right. Tonight we light the Hanukkah candles from left to right. Okay, the next one is a tune you do know, but with a slightly jazzier twist. So enjoy. I've been stuck inside the house with those wintertime blues. But when I play that dreidel game, you know I just can't lose. Oh, dreidel, dreidel, dreidel. I made it out of clay. And when it's dry and ready, oh, dreidel, I shall play. It's my turn to spin the dreidel. Try and stop me if you dare. A great miracle has happened here because it happened there. Oh, dreidel, dreidel, dreidel. I made it out of clay. And you know when it's dry and ready, oh, dreidel, I shall play. Oh, spin that funky dreidel, let the games begin. It's bound to fall on one of each, none gimel, hay, or shin. Oh, dreidel, dreidel, dreidel. I made it out of clay. And when it's dry and ready, oh, dreidel, I shall play. I have a little dreidel and I made it out of clay. And you know when it's dry and red, then my dreidel I shall play. Oh, dreidel, dreidel, dreidel. I made it out of clay. And when it's dry and ready, oh, dreidel, I shall play. Oh, okay, yeah, go ahead, Orb, sorry.
Thank you, Heather. Heather, that sort of makes me feel that if you were still on the Viking cruise line, I want to take a cruise so I could hear you sing every night. Okay. We're going to hold off on the group's last song, the story of Hanukkah in song. And I just want to say a few closing words. I'd like to thank everyone who's participated and everyone who came. And special thanks to the Jewish Federation for their sponsorship tonight. Okay. So if you'd like to hear Craig and Heather, and if you want to go to church on Sunday, First United Methodist Church is the place. If you'd like to hear the Shabbat Live Band, they don't perform every Friday night, but on many Friday nights they do, and they're an awful lot of fun, as you can tell. So I'd like to call up the church choir to do two closing songs, Peace on Earth and Shalom Chavarim. And then the band and Heather will finish with the story of Hanukkah and song. And please grab a snack on your way out. We have lots of water, and I don't want to have to carry it home. So even if you're not drinking it, please pick up a couple to take home. And we have some Hanukkah gelt. I'd like everyone to take one, and a dreidel. And thank you again for coming tonight. And I'll turn it over to Dr. Jim Culver and First United Methodist Church Choir.
3 parts, 3 times through. Are you ready?
Ready.
Irv, do you have any closing remarks, or are we ready to cap off? Okay, so our last song is called The Story of Hanukkah, but it's to a popular tune that I'm sure many of you will be familiar with. So enjoy the melody and enjoy the different lyrics. The story about Hanukkah starts long ago. We know it as the festival of lights. Hasidim and the Maccabees would not let go. They took the temple back in a courageous fight. Hanukkah, Hanukkah, Hanukkah's here. Light the candles one by one. Hanukkah, Hanukkah, Hanukkah's here. Spin the dreidel, have some fun. A little oil burning for 8 days and nights. A miracle from God has just been done. Menorah at the window and the candlelight as we celebrate the rededication. Everyone! Hanukkah, Hanukkah, Hanukkah's here. Light the candles one by one. Hanukkah, Hanukkah, Hanukkah's here. Spin the dreidel, have some fun. We fry the latkes in the pan at home. We spin the dreidel and watch it land on Haitian gimbal or none. We fry the latkes in the pan at home. We spin the dreidel and watch it land on Haitian gimbal or none. Happy ever after when each Hanukkah we celebrate the festival of lights. Candles burning brightly in the menorah as the celebration goes 8 days and nights. Everyone! Hanukkah, Hanukkah, Hanukkah's here. Light the candles one by one. Hanukkah, Hanukkah, Hanukkah's here. Spin the dreidel one by one. Hanukkah, Hanukkah, Hanukkah's here. Light the candles one by one. Hanukkah, Hanukkah, Hanukkah's here. Spin the dreidel, have some fun. It's Hanukkah tonight. Hey!
Thank you, Heather. The lyrics of the last song are by Albert Rosenstein. Okay. Thank you again, everyone, for coming. And next year, bring someone with you, okay? And don't forget, pick up a water, please, and have some of the goodies. Good night, all.